coming here and chatting with you guys, I was like not in a bit intimidated. I thought this is going to be totally fine. And then I walk in here and all of a sudden there's adults, and I'm like used to having 8-year-olds looking at me, and like speaking to 68-year-olds feels a lot different. But so I did write a few things down just to kind of keep myself on track here. I'm going to tell you a little bit about just being a part of a university sport. It was a lot of fun. The memories that I carry from my years at Trinity Western are full of laughter and joy. We traveled across Canada to Africa to Western United States. Some really interesting places with my teammates, my closest friends, winning some big games and trying not to lose very many. Most of my time was actually spent at Trinity Western down the road in Langley, in the field house, in the pitch, and in the classroom. Striving to do my best as a student, as an athlete, and a leader. Years traced with juggling my performance as an athlete while maintaining a solid GPA, and growing as a young woman all at the same time. These years laid a foundation in my life. And Ryan, I have to admit, when you were talking about your goals, man, I thought to myself, sign me up. I want to join that program because I want to do it all over again. That's just like really incredible, the goals that you guys have. And it brings me back to the care that my coaches had for me developing as that linear person. And I just thought, like, those are incredible years of my life, and they've shaped who I am today. So kind of coming to this dinner, Steve, you kind of stole my next line, which was about my parents. When the cuts happened, my parents were super fans. They were at all of our games, Spartan fans. And my dad's like, no, we're not losing $25,000 for these athletes to be able to go to a school that's really special for them. So that's where this dinner came from. It came from his idea of making sure that we could still provide that opportunity that I got to have at Trinity, because we know how expensive it is. I think we were trying to figure out, my mom and I think it could be up to $150,000 by the time a student athlete is done their 5 years if they're living on campus and they're paying for their meals. So I feel really passionate about helping young athletes be able to have the opportunity to go to Trinity, because it definitely changed my life being at that school and getting to be a part of the incredible programs that we talk about. So, yeah.
And Steve just asked me to make a few comments about like the giving of our financial resources, and this is from my perspective, and I just hope that it'll encourage all of us to keep being generous. So I think that Mark and I started learning about generosity from our parents. They taught us about tithing, and they taught us about giving our time. And then in our 20s, we were young, we certainly didn't have any money, and Mark started to dream about giving a lot more than 10%, and his generosity actually scared me at times. We realized that probably out of necessity we needed to form something bigger, and so about over 30 years ago we founded together the Tamara Foundation, and we named it after a girl's name that we had saved for a little baby that would have been born after our son Rob, and we lost that pregnancy. That was just before Dana came along, so we named it after her. And one of the things I kind of regret is not pulling our kids into the giving a little bit sooner. We were busy, they knew we were generous, we were writing checks on the dining room table, but we didn't get them involved in a meaningful way at a much younger age. So it was only a number of years back we thought, like, we gotta up our game, we gotta make the Tamara Foundation more sophisticated, and we did. And if you're interested, you could check us out on our website at tamarafoundationgiving.com. And now, at this stage of life, we're doing succession planning for business, and the Tamara Foundation is a 1/4 beneficiary of our estate, just like our kids. And now our 3 adult kids are all participating in the annual grant giving every year as fully fledged members of our foundation. And that's neat. They have to learn, right? Because them and their kids they're going to be responsible for this giving after we're not around. So I just want to finish up by sharing a fantastic verse with you that's on our website from 1 Timothy in the Message translation. Tell those rich in this world's wealth to go after God, who piles on all the riches we could ever imagine, to do good, to be rich in helping others, to be extravagantly generous. If they do that, they'll build a treasury that will last, gaining life that is truly life. So I just want to say on behalf of Mark, who's not here, thanks for coming and have a great rest of the night. This is so much fun.
Thank you.